You're listening to this episode on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or YouTube. Hit that subscribe button and leave us a comment. It would greatly benefit the show.
Welcome to Movie Baiters with the Farx brothers. I'm Kyle.
I'm Kirk.
I'm Bob.
Bob. All right. We're joined by Matt Osterman, writer, director, and entrepreneur. We're talking about Ghosts from the Machine. This is the non-spoiler segment.
So, Matt, usually when we start this section, it's the guest has picked the movie, but we came to you and said, hey, which of your movies would you like us to pick? Or we could pick one of your movies.
Yeah.
And you said, pick one of my movies.
Yeah.
So I'm going to pivot to my brothers and say, why did we pick Ghost from the Machine?
I mean, Bob. I'm sorry.
Bob. Phil. Nick. It's Bob.
No, it's Bob this time.
Well, if I recall correctly, I feel like it was
Why did you want it? Just answer for yourself. That's easy.
because if we're thinking about like what are people going to listen, like, you know, what are people going to I think making a movie for $25,000 is kind of maybe makes for a more interesting story than like it's awesome if you go from that into making, you know, higher and higher budget stuff. But like as far as people who are listening, none of them have probably. Sorry to listeners, I don't want to downplay your achievements.
Most people haven't made a movie, right? We can say
Yes.
that, right? Like,
That's true.
I don't think anyone's listening who's made a movie for like $1 million or more, but like I shouldn't downplay it. But like I feel like that people probably more want to hear like, how do you make a movie with those limitations versus what seems like, even though $1 million is not like you talked about it already.
Yeah.
Like it's not like the world is, you know, everything
Still hard.
goes. It's
Yeah.
still hard.
Yeah.
But I think where most people are coming from is like trying to scrounge up that $25,000 to make something. So that's probably more interesting. I think that was my interpretation of like why we would talk about this movie over any others.
Well, mine was an indie success where it took you to the next level, more or less. Yeah.
We're trying to make a feature for about that budget range now. So, excuse me. See, I did it wrong.
Budget range?
In one of the other segments, I do it correctly. We are working towards making a feature for about that budget range.
Or half
so it was
that
the
much.
most. It
We
was.
talked about half that much, but that's neither here nor there.
The audience doesn't care. So it was because we're selfish, Matt.
No, it gotta be.
So when you were selfishly making this movie, what was inspiring you?
I wanted to make a movie, right? And I knew I wasn't gonna get $1 million to go make the movie, right? You gotta like earn it. And frankly, I had to learn it because I hadn't made like a feature on my own before. So you know, I was inspired by a lot of this is like 2000. I think it probably started writing in 2006. So a lot of cool movies were coming out. Like one was called Primer. I don't know if you guys ever saw that.
I saw
like
that. The time.
low budget Shane Carruth, low budget time travel movie. Just really, really smart.
Yeah.
And made for even less. I don't know, made for $8,000. I forget what it was, but like, holy shit, this is doable, right? So I'm like, we can do that, right? We got enough talent here. We can pull it together. And yeah, I just wanted to, plant a flag and say I made a feature. And that was the motivation.
How much time passed between working with, it was Jon Stewart and his production company to make Sports Fan? How much time passed between those two things?
Yeah, so we made that in 2005.
Okay. So
And
3 years later.
Yeah, but I think, we probably went into 2006. But that gave me the confidence to be like, okay, I did something that's big, quote unquote big. And I'm like, okay, people will like, at least think I'm mildly capable, right? Because I got hired to do this and worked on this project for a long time. Wholly different project, right? That was a doc, right? And this is a feature. But more than anything, it just gave me confidence to do hard things. And yeah, then I just started writing right after that.
Did you outline?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's your outlining process like, and what did you do then that you maybe do differently now?
I think I outline the exact same way. So I just take I do it on the computer in a doc, and I try to fit the entire script just on one page, where I have first act, second act, third act, and I just kind of beat it out. So every bullet point is just like kind of a scene or a collection of scenes that moves the story along, so I can see it all in one page.
So it's all just as it comes, or do you have to write a lot of other things to get to this consolidated page?
It varies. Sometimes I will start writing and I'll put in the scenes I know I want, but it's not completely filled out and I can't figure out where to go in between. So then I'll start writing, and then it'll often come to you because you're in that world a little bit deeper.
Writing script or writing
script.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, I don't do treatments or anything like that. I'll just jump in to the script right away. But I love having that outline, because if you get stuck, you can go back to it and be like, okay, that's where I'm going. How do I get there?
How do you feel about that?
Wait, you say it's just a page long, or is it, how long is the outline?
Yeah, no,
One
it's
page?
I hold myself just to one.
Wow.
8.5 by 11. It used to be in Word. Now
Yeah, I
it's
think that's
Google
more.
Docs.
That's a lot more my style. I don't want to. We've created B sheets and we've created outlines, but our outlines have been a little bit longer than just one page. I usually don't outline. I just kind of go in and start writing.
There's no right way
Yeah.
to do it. The only right way to do it is to finish it.
100%.
Yeah. Bob?
We each do it differently, so that's why I'm glad you answered, because you're the most similar.
I'm dragging you guys down by forcing you guys to outline. Our
No, I
future
don't.
script.
It's all good.
Oh no. So there's one thing he does that's like me, and there's one thing he does that's like him.
Oh, yeah.
And you like to outline for pages.
Outline 4 pages. No, I mean, I like to outline because I don't want to, I know I'm going to rewrite the actual pages. I'm not going to, and there's no avoiding that. I'm not trying to avoid that, but I'm like, if I'm going to, I don't want to figure out the story while writing the actual pages, because the writing of the pages is painful. And I'd rather know as much as possible what at least here's the scene, here's the point of the scene. I know the whole story, and the point of this scene is this, and then just do it. It's like I figure it the blueprint, like a blueprint for a house.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna design the house while pounding the nails on the 2x4s. But that's just me. I know everyone else has their process,
Everyone works
so.
differently. Yeah, I do the blueprint thing, but as I'm putting up the drywall, I'm like, maybe let's put a window here instead. You leave room for discovery. And when I'm doing that kind of beat sheet, I don't know who my characters are. I have a sense of the general archetype, but I don't know who they are, right? And the only way I can do that is by writing. Other people will write a whole backstory for their character, 10 pages of what this person has gone through, so they can intimately understand who they are, and that gives them more confidence to jump into the script. I'm more of the inside out kind of writer.
So I'm longer outline in practice, but I like to write the outline alongside starting the script document, because that's going to have to be started at some point.
Yeah.
So when you get done with the outline, you go into the script document. Oh, you already have 10, 20. What's the most number of pages you've had in your script document when you finished your 1-page outline? Does that make sense? So you're writing a 100-page script, you only have a 1-page outline, and you start on both at the same time. You finish the outline before you finish the 100 pages about. What's the most number of pages you've already had written after finishing the 1-page outline?
That's a good question. It's never 100 pages.
98 is what you said in one of your interviews that I listened to. Yeah, I'm sorry. You have a lot of yourself on tape, so it's easy.
I guess. Yeah. All right. I have to be careful what I say.
People will be able to say this about me as well, except you're locking to Kyle Farx.
Yeah. I mean, I know I've had solid outlines that I'm okay, I'm going to jump into the script now, and it's 60 pages long. Just because sometimes those outlines just are a little sparse, or there aren't those cool details, little asides that sometimes help a character get fully fleshed out that maybe aren't plot based. That beat sheet is plot. It's very rarely okay, we're going to learn about this character, It's what are the mechanics of said story. That's what it's there for. It's the kind of the map, But if a map, you don't see the contours of the hills, the mountains, and rivers and stuff. It's just kind of a boring, like, bunch of dots. That just comes with time.
And you developed this process on Ghost from the Machine.
I think so. I think that's probably how I started. I don't think I've changed from that. Yeah. I don't know. I don't like wasting time on things that aren't going to get used. That's my own personal way of doing it. And again, no shade to anybody that does it any other way, because they're all legitimate. But yeah, the people that, write a novel about their character just so they understand that person more to then write the script, I'm like, I'm just going to do it while I'm writing the script and not have any wasted effort, because I don't have time for that,
I have written with people that choose to do that, but that was more on like developing series, so
Yeah,
I guess
no,
that makes sense.
yeah, and again, there's no right way to do it.
Have you considered TV at all, or are you just a film guy? Because you worked with a TV guy making a feature doc, which is narrative, and then you go, hey, I want to make a supernatural thing.
Yeah, I know. I've
Feature.
developed some TV properties, and
Okay.
I've had a little bit of movement here and there. But like that one, you do kind of have to live in LA. I mean, at the time,
Yeah.
New York or LA. A little more distributed now, but it's still kind of important that you're there.
Hey, Carl lives here,
Yeah. Well, he didn't
Yeah.
when he was making it, right? Now he can afford to live wherever he wants.
Good for you, Carl. Come
Yeah.
on the show.
Yeah. He'd be good. Yeah, I forget the question now, but
The question was, I'm just going to switch it because you specifically went into a supernatural thing. What was the log line you had for this? Do you remember?
yeah, I'll mangle it a little bit here, but like a young man invents a device to bring his dead parents back to life. It was longer than that, but that's essentially the
Yeah.
core of it.
Well, it might not be interesting, but I'm curious, do you believe in ghosts? Is that why you wrote this story?
Let's debate the existence of ghosts. This is a bait show. What is your take, sir?
Yeah.
You believe in ghosts?
I have not seen a ghost. I have seen some crazy things that you're like, okay, that's bizarre. I can't call it supernatural. What I do know is that humans tend to think we know everything, and time proves us wrong. So I think there's a lot of mysteries that have yet to be solved or explained, and I'm leaving room for that. Do I deny the existence of ghosts? No. Do I believe in ghosts? No. I guess I'd say I'm agnostic to ghosts. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I kind of hope they're real. Like, 'cause it's kind
It's
of
fun.
You
right?
hope that
A lot
people
more interesting.
have thrown off their corporeal form and are stuck here as like a soul.
just miserable wailing, like sad. No.
Not the friendly ghost.
No, I mean, if we're all living in a simulation, right? If you want to bring a sci-fi thing
Yeah.
into it, like, there's some elements there too.
How would you have? How does the ghost work with the simulation? I can make up my own thing, but I'm curious what yours is.
I'm gonna make this up on the fly here.
I like that. This is a Farx Brothers original.
Right. So if
PM.
if we're all living in the simulation, when we die, we escape the simulation, right? There may be a way to be a tourist in said simulation, right? So you're like, hey, I want to come, visit, my old house, or I want to like say hi to a family member. So you would find a way. Maybe you pay 20 Bitcoin to come.
Yeah.
And
They're using NFTs in the,
Trump
the
coin.
next one.
Trump coin. Trump coin. Come on, let's get with the times.
Fart coin. Yeah. So I mean, there could be, if you want to take the simulation thing too far, like there could be something like that where it's just, tourism.
And you had ghosts in your movie, so you asked, "Do you believe in ghosts?" How did you develop your ghosts for this movie?
Well, it started with the premise that if ghosts do exist, right, it's not magic, right? They probably have to follow the same laws of science and physics that the rest of us do. So I started developing that idea of, okay, if they're real, how could they be real? How can they show up? And I wasn't the first one to come up with this, but I found out there's some fringe science around that when ghosts appear, they're taking energy, ambient energy from the atmosphere, right, and using that to essentially power up, right? And there's a lot of research done that a lot of hauntings are around high capacity power lines or by like moving water. And I forget some of the science around this, but those create like positive ions. The movie might have even talked about this, I don't remember. But it just creates more ambient energy for, this ethereal being to grab onto and be able to vocalize or materialize or what have you. So that's kind of like, okay, there's a fun sci-fi element there, some science that I can grab onto that hasn't been done before. So that's how I started.
You were evaluating the market as well as having an original idea to yourself.
Yep.
Okay. Have you met Dan Aykroyd in your travels?
Dan, Ghostbuster?
I've drank his vodka before, but that's it.
You haven't met him.
I have not met him.
Okay.
Although in the Ghostbusters reboot, they did have a guy inventing a device to make ghosts materialize.
Oh, the 2016 one.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, and you watch, you're like, I've seen that part before somewhere. Interesting.
And you went to the University of Minnesota and got a degree in scientific and technical communication.
Yeah, weird, right? Like I had no idea movies were in the future for me. I just loved science and technology then. So.
Oh, so you came out of college and got the job with the documentarian who was making educational videos, and that's what gets you to making this movie?
Well, at the end of college, I had a roommate who was working on this document, and I was peering over his shoulder. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, it's a weird, mostly white space thing. He's like, oh, I'm writing a script. I'm like, a script? It's like, yeah, a movie script. I'm like, you can do that? Small town, boy from Wisconsin, it wasn't on the checklist. So it's just like, yeah, you get the software and it formats it for you. And so I went out and bought a Sid Field book right away. And I was, cursed ever since. Yeah.
Your college roommate turned you, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, you use the same program now? I mean, I'm pretty sure you're not, but what program do you use to write scripts now?
I'm using Final Draft now. It might have been Final Draft then. So that'd have been late 90s.
Did you get a perpetual license back then?
No.
Damn.
Well, you still can now, but they do try to push you to. I gave them a lot of shit on their Facebook page.
And
Recently?
they gave you a discount?
A year ago.
Bob
Because
Farx.
they were discontinuing some version 10 or 11 maybe, and they were on 12. They're going to 30. I'm in 12. I bought it at 12. And it's like it's no longer going to be supported, and all this stuff. I'm a big right to repair consumer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so if you bought it, it should I'm not asking you for support. Just don't
Take it away.
discontinue stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They don't need any new features, really.
That's the thing. That's why they're doing what they're doing, because we don't have anything else to sell. It's like everything that's a subscription model. We don't have anything else to sell, so we're just going to make you pay forever.
But they're not
for
a
the same
viable
thing.
business anymore if they don't bring in new revenue, right?
Yeah.
So part of it's you get it, but also it's I just want the thing that does the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You had some good technical questions we were talking about before we came on. Since
questions?
we're already in a tech.
Camera questions. Okay, well, my camera question went out the window because in the credits it says what it was filmed on. So the difference is that when I
Do you
saw
remember what it was filmed on?
When I saw 2010 as the date, I'm like, oh, maybe this was shot in 2009 as Red 1. But then you told me, oh, this was actually from 2007. 2008. Okay. So I'm like, oh, well, Red wasn't really out yet. So I was thinking HVX 2000. It says that in the credits. So then I'm like, oh, I altered my question. I'm like, well, that nixes that question. But did you use those? I forget what they were called at the time, but the adapters that you could put on those cameras that were fixed lens cameras. And I knew this because I had a DVX. I was shooting on a DVX 100 at the time. So I was like, you know, oh, is there something cool that can make your stuff look more like a movie?
Yeah.
But like those adapters where you could put
Yep.
photo lenses on.
Yep.
Is that what you did?
No,
Oh,
but
really?
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Oh, okay.
So, I think for the majority of the movie, I could be misremembering, but I think we used an HVX, which was like the DVX's like bigger brother.
Yeah.
And we ended up getting an Ingenue zoom lens that was like very expensive that somebody just let us use for a month. So
you were able to adapt it to that body.
yeah,
Really?
Yeah, I don't
Okay.
remember if we had to use an adapter or if it just fit natively.
Oh, wow,
But,
okay.
yeah, it was a nice piece of glass, but it was a zoom, which typically aren't used on features, but it allowed us to be agile and move quick.
Okay. Well, yeah, no, I mean, the thing was like, I saw depth of field that I'm like, I don't think, you couldn't have just shot this like with the bare bones, like, lens that comes on one of those cameras. Because
Right.
I remember shooting on those cameras
Yeah.
back in the day, and like, it's a 1/3 inch sensor.
Yeah.
You're not getting like depth of field.
Yeah,
but, like,
I think the DVX had the fixed lens and the HVX you could attach
Okay. Oh,
lenses.
okay.
So I think that was the difference. Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. No. I mean, I was like, this looks.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, I thought it was probably Red One at the time until I learned that it was shot earlier than I thought. Did I start thinking other things? I'm always like asking the technical questions.
Yeah,
but,
and our DP Adam Hansel was like amazing on it, and
Yeah.
we had great lighting and great
Yeah.
color, and like we were very,
yeah, like I noticed the lighting, like because like definitely intentional lighting.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like you just go out and like. Even with the exterior scenes, a lot of people just like, well, there's enough light, it's bright enough, right? But no, like there was definitely definitely controlling the light, and I'm like, okay, that's more than what a lot of people do today.
What conversations did you have to get that result as the director and writer?
with the DP or
I assume that you were talking to the DP and the DP is talking to the rest of the lighting camera team.
yeah, I think we had like one grip and one gaff. So
Oh, wow.
yeah, it wasn't much. So
Yeah.
it was a less is more. Like, how can we concentrate the eye? How can we direct the eye to the important parts, right? So it's like, let's just focus on that, no pun intended, instead of trying to like light everything, So it was like, it's the old saying, it's like when you have every paint color on your palette, you tend to want to use them all, right? If you limit yourself, you can use them a little bit smarter and actually be more creative. And I think that's kind of, we put ourselves in a corner on purpose, and it just allowed us to focus and make good choices. It wasn't any more complicated than that. And honestly, like, we didn't know what we didn't know either. Some of that is like, if you knew what you're getting into, you wouldn't do it. So we're like, let's just go and be very intentional with, our 3-light kit that we have, and make sure that the camera can see, the faces and direct the eye. Yeah.
Do you remember the and we'll end, Kirk, I can sense you. But
No, I was curious. Like, I'm not a camera guy. Was that a digital camera or a film camera?
Digital.
Digital.
Yep.
So, have you had experiences doing film cameras?
No.
No.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like, I feel like the generation before me, did, but yeah, I think the DVX was kind of like the first camera that was like, oh shit, like we can get really good images with this thing, And I don't remember, it cost $3,000 or something.
Yeah,
like that.
I bought it with the money I didn't spend going to college at the time. I think it was the first affordable, like 24 frame per second
Totally.
camera. That was the big thing, is that it was like you can shoot 24 frames. It had a pull down, so like it would because it was still recording a tape.
3.2
And I think
pull down,
the
yep.
HVX could record to the car, the P2 cards.
Yep.
So you were unbound from the whole like NTSC thing.
Yep.
But yeah, DVX, it had to record 29.97 to tape, and you had to do a reverse pull down. I remember, yeah, but it was
Giant pain in the ass. Yeah.
it was a pain in the ass, yeah. But hey, 24 frames.
were there alternatives you considered?
Yeah, Sony PD something. I forget exactly what that was, but yeah, there wasn't a lot. But yeah, film wasn't an option. Like, it was just too expensive. I hadn't used it before, and non-linear editing systems had been a thing for a few years then too. So yeah, I think we used think we used Final Cut, which was slow and leggy, but like it worked. It was a miracle at the time, you know.
I remember using it in college then, around 2008. So yeah.
Yep. Firewire. You had to connect all your drives via
Oh, yeah.
Firewire. Yeah.
Oh yeah, man, I haven't heard that word in 15 plus years. So okay.
Autosaves, I don't know if were a thing back then, so
Yeah.
it would crash all the time. So Command S, you learn Command S.
Yes.
I still do
save,
Command
yeah.
S all the time, and sometimes I work with kids and they're like, "Why do you do that every 30 seconds?"
Yeah.
Save
I'm like,
it
"Oh,
word.
It's an
yeah,
anxious stick.
What do you typically edit into today?
Premiere.
Premiere. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Same.
Yep.
All right. Well, my last question before we wrap up: would you want to shoot in film? For you, Bob, would you also want to shoot?
Are you specifically asking? I don't want to.
Matt or film, or Matt or Bob? Do you want to? Would you ever want to shoot
If
in
I'm
film?
paying for it, no. Someone
Okay, if
else
you're
is paying
paid.
for it, yes.
Okay.
Then gladly I shoot on film.
Matt.
I love the look of film. The workflow sounds like a giant pain in the ass, and I don't know.
Don't want
if
to
I have
bother
the
with it.
patience
Yeah, that's
for
right.
that. Like, you know, even like, you know, Hail Mary shot digitally, and they did a film out, right? And it looks awesome. So if you don't have to,
Yeah.
and you don't want to, don't. If you want to, awesome. Like, I'll support that all day. But
Yeah, I do think we're past the point where you need to.
Do you shoot in film?
If you can get everything you love about film after the fact by shooting digital, and like the digital maybe these days has more dynamic range than the film. I mean, I'm a big dynamic range guy, so I'd rather have a 2K camera that has 16 stops dynamic range than an 8K camera that has 12. So, like, yes. I mean, like, we got to this peak. It was like the late 2000s where everything was still shooting on film, like mainstream movies, but their post-processing was super on point. Like, everything just looks gorgeous. But that was then. That was compared to, like, what were the digital options then? Well, you didn't even have Alexa then. Like, you had the Sony cameras that they shot, like, Star Wars 1 and 2 and 3 on, and like that's just like, you know, not that great, because now these days they struggle to make 4K releases of those because they were finished at 1080 because that's all the cameras could do. So it's like, if you can get that now and just add a little bit of grain, a little bit of halation, it's like, I think
most people can't tell.
Yeah, that's fair. Oh. Yeah, I think we should jump to spoilers for Ghost of the Machine. Thank you for listening. For more JK Productions, find us on Instagram at JK Productions Team and on Facebook, JK Productions MN.